Ryan, can I get a Mimi? Can I? It's TGQ&A. Hey, everybody. Welcome to TGQ&A. This is Jamie French. You're here for another amazing episode of the Approximate podcast. We got a really, really special one because it's somebody's birthday. Hey, Orion.
Hey.
How old are you today? 93.
Yeah. I'm 300 years old.
Yep. So it's a special show, so we got all sorts of guests on the show. Usually I do these solo, or maybe I'll have one, maybe two special guests every once in a blue moon. Count them, 4 folks on the fucking hot seat. How's everybody doing? Who do we got? Start all the way from the long side of the room. Tall one, say your name.
Stefani
Special, friend of the show. Everybody loves her. Everybody knows her. New friend of the show. What's your name?
My name's Ava.
Ava is on the show. And everybody knows Orion because it's his birthday.
Yes, that's how they know.
And how old are you?
Yeah, that's the only
86.
reason they know
Yes.
him.
86 years young.
A little bit younger than Eddie Dufresne.
Let's see. Inside jokes. We got them. So I want to cut right to the chase. We're going to start answering questions right away. I believe our fine fans out there have sent you some doozies that we will get to shortly. But before we get to the topics at hand, I got a little gift for you. I present you the gift of music.
Okay.
All right, you ready? All right.
Hit me.
Okay. You. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Orion. Happy birthday to you.
Boo! Boo!
All right. So,
I
thanks.
know a guy who tried to play that his entire music career and could never get it right.
Yeah, and I fancied it up. I put 7th chords in there. I went minor a little bit. Yeah.
Mozarted it out.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Kind of
sis.
pimped your birthday. There you go. Now I don't have to buy you nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So let's just start with emails. Right off the top of the list, we have Evan Gregory sends us some emails. Let's see. We got 3 questions here. Start right from the top. Let's see. Says, I have recently been contacted by another listener who is convinced I don't exist. Evan also goes by Evelyn. Sends us questions every week for the show. And no, it's not just me writing questions for myself so that we can pretend to have an actual show. This person does exist. So the question is, they're convinced I don't exist and that I'm a figment of someone else's imagination. I offered to have Skype call with them, but they declined. Short of going up and giving them a headbutting, how should I prove my own existence? Well, that's a philosophical question for the ages, isn't it? How does one go about proving their own existence? Are any of us real? Are any of us here? Which pill did you take? We're in the Matrix. This is a very confusing and dark
one.
time. Yeah, I took the
Take 'em
purple
both.
one. Yes, take them both. Knock that back with a little Robitussin. Orion, how does one prove they exist to a non-believer?
You don't.
You have you a drink and tell them to fuck off because you exist and that's all that matters.
Why is it important? I want to ask, why is it important that you prove that you exist?
You
Say no. Say you don't.
You need to be busy proving it to yourself that
other-
you exist. You don't need to worry about anybody
Go
else.
the other way. Say you caught me. Now what?
Don't exist at all.
Now what do we do? Now that we're at this junction, you caught me, and fuck them. That's what you do. Fuck them. No. Question number 2. I help get hold on, because these are sometimes written a little weird. I help get a foul, bigoted turf thrown off Twitter today. Okay, so this person is from England, and they got words that are all wrong and goofy compared to good American words, and I don't know what that means. I'll use context. I helped First of all, it says I helped get a foul, bigoted TERF thrown off Twitter today. So I'm just going to recombobulate that and say, I helped to get a foul-mouthed asshole thrown off Twitter today. I guess that's probably what they mean. From a scale of 1 to 10, what, do you know the word TERF?
Yeah.
I've never heard
You've
that
never
in
heard
my
that?
life.
Yes, you
I've never.
have.
No, surf and turf.
No,
Yes, you have.
No, turf is the steak part of the meal.
No,
I've never heard of-
TERF, trans exclusive radical feminist.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't even know that was a thing. I swear to God. I thought a
you
turf meant.
did.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's-
no, dude. I'm old and I miss all the new acronyms. I don't know. I seriously didn't know. I thought a turf meant like a dickhead or something. I thought it was like an English
No.
way of saying.
Pretty much
No,
so.
but like
Yeah.
the
I mean-
shitty guy at the bar. You know, like the guy that's had maybe a little too much to drink, a dude bro or something like that. That's exactly what. So okay,
This would
so
be the-
explain to me,
this would be
old
the-
person, what the fuck? Now I
This
got
would be the-
questions
this would be
on
the
TGQ&A.
This would be the shitty cis feminist at the bar that's trans exclusionary.
Okay, now say it like I'm dumb.
This
You
would
know,
be-
like
They're
I'm dumb.
feminist.
this would be the shitty drunk cis feminists at the bar that hates trans people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they fight for.
Hold on.
That's a thing.
It's the homophobe.
It's
He's just a little bit madder because he's from England.
but it's wait now is it a it's a woman
No,
though
it's
or it's a feminist?
it's
a feminist could be
feminist.
yeah,
either.
Well, it could be yeah, it's true. It could be either, but it's a person who is exclusionary of trans people in women's spaces.
I'm learning
And
so
cis
much. That
women's
seems like
spaces.
such a like a weird kind of niche kind of asshole to be. That's a very specific kind of asshole. Who has time to be that specific about how they're going to be an asshole?
You'd be surprised.
Really? I mean, I go out. I'm like, I go outside of the internet, like out of the house where
Well, see,
people
that's the
are, and I've
thing.
never met anybody
That's
like
the
that.
thing. A lot of this stuff is from
Is very internet.
is from
It's just,
the internet.
this is internet warrior shit.
Yeah.
So this
Well,
is not real.
Not completely.
not really people like
Yeah,
this.
there are TERFs that do meet and talk about ways to fuck over trans people or whatever. There's actually been trans
Yeah.
people that showed up to some.
Chances
of these
are,
events.
most of those meetings are at the bottom of the
Like,
dude's
yeah.
brother's mother's basement. So
I mean, yeah, it's a whole. It's pretty much a troll type of fucking environment.
Well, like, are they harmful anyway, or are they just they're just another form of
Definitely can
angry
be.
fuck off person?
No, definitely can be.
Like, this just sounds like a category of
harmful.
troll to me, from what I'm hearing.
Well, it could be harmful in the same way that people who voted for Trump are harmful. Like these.
Yeah, but
people
is there
could
enough of
actually
those
push-
people that I gotta care about that they exist even?
Well, is that what we thought about Trump?
Well, no, that seems like an entirely different kettle of fish.
There's a whole bunch of people that came out and voted that we didn't think existed, or we didn't think would come out.
Yeah, but we know that America's full of dumb fucking gun-toting rednecks. I have never heard of a TERF before in my life. I didn't even know that was a thing.
you're not from across the pond.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, that's get out. Andy
That's
Dufresne would know exactly.
What the motherfucker? Oh wait, are you saying I'm not from England? This isn't.
across the pond is.
This
the
isn't
Atlantic.
England.
But this isn't an England
This isn't
thing.
England.
It's not. No.
No, this is.
This is me not knowing
This
this,
is an-
very specified slice of internet.
This is an internet
Asshole
thing,
culture.
but not completely an internet thing.
I only
But yeah.
started hearing the term about 2 to 3 years ago.
Wow.
Before
well,
that, I hadn't even.
well, yeah.
But
Okay.
now
Well,
it's,
I
like,
guess
all
that's
over.
I learn something new every day.
So the term originated from like the bathroom debates and stuff, like the bathroom police and all that shit like that. Like women didn't want cis women didn't want trans women in their spaces.
I don't think
and that's where all
anybody.
that
I
shit
don't
came
think
from.
anybody didn't want anybody in bathrooms. I think a politician just
I know.
made that up.
Yeah, of course, but
Because I've been,
But no,
I've been
no,
using women's
Jamie,
restrooms for
I
20
know.
years now, and I've barely raped anyone.
well, of course, but you know how things
Barely?
are blown up on the internet.
Yeah.
So-
It's the internet.
A
See,
lot
I
of
think
it-
I think the moment we say the internet, that is a disclaimer. That is a qualifier right there, and immediately should not be taken seriously. As soon as we say, that's why I said is internet culture personality type, but not somebody you'd actually meet in real life.
No, you could totally meet these people in real life.
But like, that's not gonna be something you know someone is until after you spend some time with them. Like, because you don't meet someone, you're like, hi, I don't include trans people in anything I say. Like, it's just something you find out about somebody.
Yeah, but basically, it's a group of
What kind of
people
person
that
would
hate
you have
trans
to be?
people.
But like, what kind of? That's the thing. The world's mostly full of good people, as far as my experience has been, like out in the actual real world.
Me too.
So, what kind of asshole would you have to be to know an asshole like that? I think you'd already have to be an asshole. Maybe that's probably why I haven't heard of them. To my surprise.
It could be ignorance. I've met just a lot of people who just don't, like, they've never met anyone who was trans, and so they just don't ever, like, think about it that way. They just literally see men trying, or in their point of view, men invading their space. And they've never actually interacted with somebody who...
I'd like to meet one of these people. This sounds like a kind of a weird unicorn situation. I've literally never heard of them. But to get to the answer to the question, now that I know these people, I suppose exist. Help get blah 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 blah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how pleased should I feel in your opinion? Well, if what you're saying is true, that this is the kind of person that you got kicked off of Twitter, I guess I'm really proud of you. Good on you. Good on you. Give yourself a nice pat on the back. Say my name 5 times while you're doing it. It'll be like I'm in the room with you, patting your back for you. But I won't be. I'm over here, and I'm going to read your next question. Question number 3 is, question is, where's the best bar you drink at outside of your home?
Wow, great.
I love it. Well, it's unfortunately it's nowhere. I'm literally the squarest motherfucker at the party now.
She doesn't
I'm
do
not
shit
drinking.
anymore.
Don't do shit
She doesn't
anymore.
like anything, and she
I
doesn't
don't
do anything.
like
anymore.
nothing. I can't do nothing.
It's got
fun.
so boring.
It sucks. I don't want to do nothing. I don't even like none of you. But when I was drinking, my favorite bar was E&E Bar. So there is not a fourth question. No, I had a favorite club. I don't know if anybody here is like in Texas, in North Texas, listens to the show. Because I like totally keep track of the analytics and the numbers. I'm really good about that. But there's a club in Dallas called the Lizard Lounge, and on Sunday nights they do a goth themed night. It's called the Church, and I always loved that bar. Cheap drinks and good times. But the only reason I really liked it is because of the good times. I'll take a drink from anywhere, and like I said, that becomes my favorite bar. Okay, so it looks like we have some more emails. I think we're gonna start to dive into your territory, Ryan.
I didn't want.
Oh yeah, please.
I didn't know about because Red Fox says in
Oh,
the chat.
yeah. I forgot. You got the eagle eye on the chat
Right.
room.
I've met TERFs IRL. It just sort of happens. They blab toxic shit and don't realize they're blabbing to the target of their hate. It's like being Jewish and meeting a Nazi.
Yeah, I actually. No, go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
I don't.
Go finish it.
No, you're good.
No, finish. Is there
Steph,
anything else?
I was
to
just gonna
read?
say I disagree with the comparison. That's kind of.
Oh, no, this is great. Okay, well, first you say your thing, and then I want to hear your opinion, Ava.
Oh, well, it was after I shot in LA one time. I was at a bar waiting on a friend to get there. I was eating a pizza.
That's my
And
favorite bar.
Across the table, I heard somebody talking about how, talking negative about trans people. It was a
Was it a lady?
It was 2 cis African American people. They were just basically talking about how trans people are men and stuff like that. And I was exhausted after my shoot, and I was enjoying my pizza and my cider, so I didn't feel like doing anything.
Cider. Did you?
Saying shit.
That's a very my pizza and my cider.
Yeah, fuck off.
Oh God. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I didn't
Let
feel
it
like
pass.
saying shit. I just ate my pizza. My friend came along. Whatever. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
You meet people in real life that are sometimes asshole, but
Did you go up and
whatever.
talk to him?
Nah, I
You didn't tap him on the shoulder and go, I disagree.
I didn't feel like it that day. If they caught me on another day, maybe.
Mm. Okay, now Ava, you said you had
Definitely.
a problem with some sort of comparison. What happened?
I just didn't.
I missed it.
I just, it's like being Jewish and meeting a Nazi. I just didn't like the comparison. I don't want to
I
get.
think
political.
one's a little more severe than the
Right,
other.
but
Yeah,
I see where you're coming from,
guess
but
what
that's
you're
all.
saying. Well, Stephanie, I've always called her the master of hyperbole. That's all around, like all day long, all around the house. Hey, hyperbs is what I call her. Come here, hyperbs.
She doesn't,
See,
actually.
all the
That
time,
never
all the time.
happens.
That is your.
That does not happen.
Don't ruin this for me. All right. So, At Red Fox, it doesn't surprise me that you've actually met some of those kinds of people in real life because you're a chore. I know you gravitate towards that kind of mess. I expect you to have a story like that, you son of a bitch. All right, let's see. All right, okay. Now we're gonna get to the fun stuff where Orion gets to talk. Why so serious?
Nothing
Why
to
so
say.
quiet?
Nothing to say yet.
Oh, now you're following my advice.
Hold on.
It's his note.
Wait. Hold everything.
All right.
All right, I've got some things I'm going to say. I'm take care of everybody. Follow my lead. That's the words that came out of your
I'm
mouth.
done. I just wanted to get past the birthday song. Now you're allowed to talk.
Oh, all right. What's up, bitches?
There you go.
It's a party. Ooh.
I like it. I like this character. Please keep going. For the rest of you have to answer questions in that voice. Here's your first one. Number one. This is from Evan saves the day again with drummer questions. This is a whole separate email by Evelyn, somebody I did not make up. This person exists. They're real. Number one, ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Are you familiar with Emerson, Lake and
Yes,
Palmer?
I am.
Yes. Had a full drum set made of half-inch steel inscribed with animals. I'm reading that all wrong. He had a full drum set made of half-inch steel, comma, please, comma your friend, inscribed with animals by the finest artists, the gunmakers Purdy's. That's very specific information. Weighed over a ton and required all the stages they played on to be reinforced. Would you rock or not? What the hell? Do you know what he's talking about?
Yes, that is definitely the question of a person that does exist. And we acknowledge your existence, Evelyn, or as I like to call you, Evelyn. To answer your question, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Another example.
All right.
Tools drummer, Danny Carey, had a drum set built out of cymbal brass from the Peisty Company. Weighs about a ton. That backstage, there's a reason why it's almost the size of a small city. Because people that's just rock. That just has, for lack of a better phrase, that has boss written all over it. So yes, it rocks. It fucking rocks.
What is? I have a pretty basic understanding of what Emerson, Lake and Palmer sounds like. Was there a half-inch steel drum kit? What the fuck does that? What kind of tone does that give you? Was that specific for one album, or was that his kit was literally made of steel the entire time?
It was probably most drummers use a different kit per tour.
I see.
And we can approximate. We can only speculate as to why they did that. The way that when you make a drum, they used this is the reason why they prefer wood, because when you hit a drum, you hit it. It produces a noise. It goes down to the bottom head. The bottom head, its ability to resonate, gives you the sound that you want, not the tone, but the sound. So when you hit it, you got depending on how tight it is, will depend on how long the tone lasts.
Okay, Professor. Does a big old metal drum sound good?
Actually, we don't know. Depends on the heads. This, as I said before, this is why they use wood over other materials. This
is why we should have our microphones taken away from us. Number two, the Rolling Stones have used the same set of China cymbals in their studio since 1974. What's the oldest thing you have on your drum kit? You. 72 years young today, ladies and gentlemen.
The drummer is the oldest thing that goes on the kit. Even the cymbals are new.
Yep. No. I think the oldest thing you have on your kit is probably a China cymbal I bought you a billion years ago.
Yeah.
That we never use.
It's being used now.
Oh, good. In somebody else's band. Thank you.
Really?
It's good enough.
You want to
good
talk
enough
about
for your
that
cover
now.
bands. I do. I want to have a fight about a $5 China cymbal that I bought 17 years ago.
It's been played for 17 years.
I don't feel I got my money's worth.
17. Well, come on,
I
then.
just don't feel like I got my money's worth. I've written so many songs three little I've ever heard. 7 beat, not worth the $17 I paid.
That's because you haven't heard them sing.
Could you just bring it here and hit it like 50 times so I can feel good about my purchase?
No, I'm not bringing the sound.
It'll
to
be
you.
an art piece.
I'm not bringing the sound to you.
We'll
You
call
bring
it-
the music to us. It's already been done.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Ryan is the oldest thing behind his kit. Let's see. Number 3 is even though I'm a bass player, boo. I love the drum. I love the drum. Only recording Red Buddha and Stoma Yamashita. If you realized a percussion only album, what would you call it? Okay. Do you have any idea what those names are? I love the
Red
drum.
Buddha.
Oh, I love the drum only recording Red Buddha by Stomu Yamashita. I've never heard that name. That sounds like an anime thing. Do you know anything about that, Stephanie?
Well, it's definitely a Japanese name.
Yeah, the only
Okay, so
Japanese drummer.
it's an anime.
Yeah.
It's an anime drum kit that was released by a
yes,
bass player.
yes,
So if you what would you call the album where you're just a drum solo?
Well, first of all, the only Japanese drummer that I know is Akira Jimbo. He's a studio guy, plays Yamaha. Let's see. Now we're talking all percussion, no
It's
other
just-
music.
I imagine it's you, a kit, some pots and pans, maybe a duck for flavor. I don't know, but it's just a bingy bongy poundy poomy boom boom boom. Here's the album. What would you call that?
Actually, there was a movie that came out a few years ago called Birdman.
Yes.
The soundtrack on that, I think it was just all drums.
Yeah, it was just all jazz drums.
Yeah, I could go with that. That's a good one.
So you would just do an entire album of just jazz drumming? Because
no.
we're talking about.
No, have you heard? Not have you produced?
No. No, they want to know what you would call your album if you did an all percussion album.
If I did an all percussion
Right.
album.
Yeah.
Oh,
First of
okay.
all, would you do an all percussion album?
Yes.
Do you want to hear
actually,
drums for an hour?
I would. I'm a drummer. Next question. Yes.
I would call it use this as your soundtrack for hire.
Yes. Actually, yes, I would, but it would be a progressive album. In other words, I
course
would
it would.
cover all the different stuff.
What you got to do four on the floor for an hour?
I got a name. I got a name for an all percussion album.
Percussion.
Headache.
Headache, yes. I like it. Ding. Oh, man. Pew, 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 pew. I love it.
Why don't you allow me to finish answering that question?
Okay. It's your birthday. Okay. You have the floor. I relinquish the floor
Name your drum album if you
to
want
Mr.
to.
Quest.
Yes. So anyway, it would be a progressive album. Unlike Birdman, it wouldn't be all jazz. It'd be jazz, rock.
You got to come up with the theme on the back of this guitar right now. You got to give the main beat because it's progressive, right? So I
He had
assume
the floor.
Now, by progressive, I mean that it will build from one thing to the next.
yeah, but
so it may start out with jazz, but
in true progressive style, it also has to like have a theme that runs throughout. It has to
Yes.
has to tell a story. So you got to come up with the drum theme right now on the back of
Okay.
this guitar. What's the thing that we're going to keep referring to and playing with and fucking
Okay.
with throughout the album?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. That's Tool.
That's the theme.
What Tool song is that?
That isn't. Well, actually, oh yeah, that's Grudge.
God damn it! You don't get the right albums. We're gonna get sued.
Hey,
I
that's
see.
it's best when you steal. Isn't that the thing? Like it's art.
Well,
you steal art. Isn't that the
That's
thing?
what they say. They say a good artist
on.
borrows,
Give me
a
that
great
damn
artist
guitar,
steals.
Shut
But
up.
he's good.
Well, then borrow it.
What I
All right.
I don't want that to land on your head.
No, that's fine.
Anyway,
That's fine.
What I mean
It'd
by
do the world some
progressive, if this is the theme, say for instance we start out with jazz.
That's the sound of our listeners dropping off.
Yeah.
Then somehow it would move from jazz over to more of an African style sound.
Isn't everything you do an African style song?
Racist.
Eddie Defrayed.
Okay, trying to
Then we
find
go.
different tones.
Then we go into more of a rock style.
All right. Jana, Jana. Jana, Jana, Jana. Jana, Jana.
But the theme would still be the same.
Right. And here's the thing. It's all percussion. So there's no jada dana. And there's no pew pew pew. Like, oh man, that Stephanie, I agree with you. I believe we call that album Headache.
All right.
If it'll make you feel better, Stephanie,
won't.
we could have you in the studio going pew pew
Pew pew pew. Do we have any?
Bring corn dog in. She'll go. Roll yours.
We saw an amazing cat video by way of an episode of South Park. Have you seen that YouTube videos of the cats that can kind of talk? So ridiculous. It's fucking. Don't watch this. Go watch that.
Don't watch this.
Do we have any questions in the chat room here on the YouTube for Orion?
Yeah, we got Slackboy1 says my ears just got cancer. Does that count?
I think that's also
Ear
a contender.
cancer.
Ear cancer is a good
Yeah.
contender.
That
Definitely.
tingling sensation means
That
that
tingling
it's working, so-
sensation. I like that too.
Auditory cancer.
Yes.
But Red
That
Fox.
one's the one.
It's you know what? It's just wordy enough, like multi-syllabic enough to be a progressive album. Auditory cancer.
Auditory cancer. Come in this tune.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why we used our German metal voices to promote that album. Let's see here. Okay, so I think we're done. By the way, thank you very much, Evelyn, for those questions. Let's see if there's anything else in the room while I pull up the old Curious Cat questions and see what we got there.
Any acid funk in the album?
Yeah, what are your thoughts and feelings on acid funk?
There would be funk. I don't know. If
He would
I would
drop
have to,
acid
I would have to
funk.
get like Parliament to come in and lay down some tracks. But other than that, because that's as close to acid funk as you're gonna get.
What is the best snare drum? Or snare?
Yes. What is the best snare drum? What is best in life?
Andy Dufresne.
That's the name of this episode.
What is the best snare drum?
Yeah.
Now, once again, this is my opinion. In my opinion, the best snare drum is the Pearl Sensitone 5x13 brass. It is so popular, it can't be found anymore. It was discontinued, and although people are demanding it, they're not making it anymore. Right. So if you find one, you'll find one on eBay about $600-700.
What's it called?
The Pearl 13x5 Sensitone brass.
Right. Pearl, new sponsor of the Approximate podcast. I'd like to welcome them to the show. Very good to have them as a sponsor. Okay, so we're gonna. I think that was. I mean, people, you guys are actually really chatting up the room. But I don't have time to scroll through all that bullshit. We'll get to you
We got a
guys
speaker over here.
after. Yeah, we'll get to you guys later after the Curious Cat questions that are coming up right now.
I see you, sick boy. You're absolutely right.
What? Sick says what?
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women.
Absolutely. That's what's best in life. That's the only snare drum you need.
I never heard of a snare drum called to crush the enemies.
Also, Jazz is not dead.
It is the most brutal.
It just smells funny.
It is the most brutal snare.
Never heard
It
that
is
one.
brutal. The snare drum is brutal. Let's see here. So we're going to go to Curious Cat and a bunch of questions by our good friend Anonymous. We're going to start from the top. Some of these are goofy, so let's go ahead and answer them. First question by Anonymous asks, quickly chose a date, no explanation needed. There is no context for that question. That's not even a question. That's a statement. Moving on.
August the 23rd, 1964. There.
Correct.
Next question.
All right. Anonymous, again, also asks, it says happy birthday, Orion. How many candles on the cake this year? You don't have to answer that.
46.
46 years old.
No, just 46 candles on
Just
the cake.
46 candles on it.
74
That's all we
years
could
old.
fit.
That's all it could fit.
Get a bigger cake.
Yeah, that cake is a waxy boy. All right. Anonymous asks, Would you ever date a trans guy? I don't know who that's directed to, so let's just assume we're gonna go down the line. That's a question for everyone. Stephanie, would you ever date a trans guy? And for the layman in the audience, explain exactly what that means, because that might be confusing to some people.
A trans guy is
You're fired.
somebody who was born AFAB, assigned female at birth, but is a man.
Wait, that's a thing?
Identifies as a
AFAB
man.
is a thing?
Yeah, also is AMAB, assigned male.
Oh
at
my
birth.
God,
Never
where are you
heard
guys
that.
learning all this stuff?
It's a thing.
Oh God, I gotta. Okay.
So-
We're gonna have to have a show that's all about teaching Jamie how all the alphabet stew works.
I don't know all of it. I know some
Alphabet
I know the
stew.
important
Oh, I
ones.
know all.
As if that were a thing.
Now, yeah, I would date a trans guy. I wouldn't base it off them being a trans guy. It would be off the individual, of course. So if I really like the trans guy, I'd date him.
All right. Well, there you go. Ava, what do you think about trans guys? You gonna date one?
I dated one last fall.
Did you? How'd
Yeah.
that go? Was that nice?
Well, yeah, nothing to do with the fact they were trans, but it was a complete disaster at the end.
See, these I feel that these are all the correct answers so far.
Yeah,
Orion,
no,
would you?
I agree with Steph. It really depends on the person, not the fact.
I
that
think
they're
these
trans.
are good answers. These are good answers. So far, we're staying out of trouble. Orion, here's where shit goes off the rails.
I did last year.
God.
Her name was Rick. It didn't work out quite well. I had an Audi, she had an Innie, but I could still feel her beard.
I love it.
It just wouldn't work out.
I love it. I love it.
Like two ugly ships that passed.
Oh my
through
God.
the night.
There we are, bringing the funny to a dismal podcast. And as for me, myself, and I would. Yeah, I don't give a shit. Why? Yeah, people person over here. Why would the fuck would I give a fuck? They just here's my requirements for dating somebody. I like to cook, so they better like to eat all kinds of food, because I don't want my talents wasted on someone if I'm gonna date someone. So they have to enjoy eating food, which there's an emphasis on that. So as long as they have to like to laugh, and they have to be funny, and everything else is fine. Well, no, also I'm at this age where they can't be psychos. Done with psychos. It's pretty and crazy. That combo is awesome when you're 20. Is not so fun when you're 38. And I've I'm the kind of person where I've dated enough 10s. I don't mind dating a 5. I need everything else to be at a 10. Is that cringy enough? I'll keep going.
Next.
Yeah, no, I think it's to answer your question,
I think it's a
anonymous.
bow. I think it's a
dating trans guy, whatever, it's fine. Yes, fine. Why not?
Date
Fucking-
whoever the hell you want to, as long as you like that person.
Yeah, like why the fuck would that even be a thing?
Don't fuck their
Ava.
life up.
Navigator
Don't fuck your own
True
life up.
Yeah.
says, "Is Jamie becoming like the old person shouting at the local kids?"
Becoming.
She's been that. She's been
Jesus.
that for a while.
I was
been
born
that. She's
liking
been that.
nothing. I was
She was that in her 20s.
yeah. Oh yeah, you were there. Jeez, yeah, I met you when I was 19, 20? Yeah.
Yes.
You were there for all of it. I apologize.
I'll tell you what, she almost kicked me out of a car in Las Vegas because we were arguing about music. Something
Yeah,
about
you were-
music. I don't remember what it was.
You were wrong. No.
We just got finished eating tacos.
Yeah, that sounds like the normal MO. Let me ask.
Yeah.
Did you say anything about any of her idols?
No, I don't think it was that. I think she was wrong about something concerning music, and I didn't want her in the car anymore.
Wait, wrong, or you disagreed with her?
Uh-huh. So, the next question.
She told him Tom Waits sucked. On that note, just through the car, just open the door, pushed her out.
No, I think it was I think it was
Never.
I know I think it was an offshoot of you thought it was you could only be a really good artist or make really good music if you
Oh,
were
yeah.
on drugs.
Well, no, I said that.
Like making good music required drugs.
I said that a lot of artists, a lot of experimental artists take drugs, and I think we were listening to, I don't know what it was, and you were like, but you
it
don't have to
wasn't
do
Zappa.
drugs. you don't have to do drugs to be a good artist. I was like, yeah, you don't have to, but it helps.
And I said, and
can.
yeah, and that's my conceit was that it absolutely doesn't help. That I would love to hear.
Oh yeah, you said you would love to hear Jimi Hendrix without heroin.
Sober, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So we got in this big long fight, and I was really, really quick to anger. Anger management's been like a thing that I've been dealing with for all my life, and I was newly on hormones at the time. So I was going through my second puberty too. So very emotional.
To make matters worse, I was still smacking on my tacos.
Oh yeah. And I have misophonia, so that was fucking with me, and she wasn't aware of it, and she was really, really young, and it was like one of those things where I was, I don't know, like 32 and you were 33, and you were you're about 8 years my junior. You were young enough to where I despised you
I was like 22.
for thinking that any of your opinions counted.
22.
And so,
then poor old Eva just had to drive us through the whole thing.
yeah, and it was just this hugely overblown, big, dramatic deal. And I almost dropped Stephanie off on a road trip.
We were on our way to LA.
Yeah, I almost dropped you off.
You want to stay in Vegas?
Yeah. We're just gonna ditch you at Vegas because you were wrong about music.
Don't say that about my band. I was like, they can do drugs.
Let's see. We got another question here. It says, it's by Anonymous, asks, I've been invited to 2 parties on the same night, one in a BDSM sex party, the other in a pizza party. Very different parties. Very different parties.
Pizza at BDSM parties. Hey, it's called.
But they never had BDSM at pizza parties.
Well, yeah.
So what's the question?
So I'm getting there.
I got to hear this. This is crazy.
This is an interesting setup.
Okay. Let me restart the question. Okay, I have been invited to 2 parties on the same night. This is the problem. One is a sex party. The other is a pizza party where we'll be watching classic 80s films, or the classic 80s film, The Goonies. Choose pizza, and then it says something, choose pizza, what would have... they chose pizza, what would have been our choice? Okay, between BDSM... Here's the question. This person was invited to a sex party and a pizza party where they get to watch The Goonies, both on the same night. They chose to go to the pizza party. If you had a choice, would you go to the sex party or would you go to the pizza party where you get to watch The Goonies?
Well, unless I knew people there, I'd stay home and eat my own damn pizza and watch my own Goonies.
I think it really does depend on who's at both parties.
Yeah.
Because if I have more good friends
Youngsters.
at the BDSM one, I'd go to that one. But if I had more friends at
Fucking
the
youngsters.
pizza party,
That's probably...
the Goonies is a good damn film.
That's probably
And
my
pizza?
answer.
Y'all got the wrong fucking answer.
Oh, shit.
No, that's probably my answer, actually.
Fuck. Hold on. Captain Wisdom's about to drop an egg of knowledge on our heads.
You do it approximate podcast style. You bounce, bitch. You bounce. You go to the party. You go to the sex party. Hang out there for about 20 minutes, hour. Do what you got to do. Grab you a small little munch. Head over to the pizza party. Go watch the movie. It's called bouncing.
Yeah, but then you get leftover pizza.
How long does it
and you
take?
miss the first half of the movie.
It takes how long?
Wait, hold on. Nowhere in that question it said they started at the same time. I can't make
That's
it to
true.
both.
That's true.
And besides, if you're a boss, it doesn't matter. You can show up late. Oh, we saved the pizza just for you. Throw that bitch in the microwave. Roll the clip, bitches. Next question.
Yeah, you can. Like, all kinds of fun things could be said that night. Safety words read, baby root. All kinds of neat things and experiences could be had in one sitting. And how long does it take to actually have an orgasm? You go 1, 2, slap on the butt, spooge. You fucking go grab your pizza. You watch some Goonies. You have your wicked time and then your innocent time. You can have your cake and eat it too. You can have your whips and pepperoni. And
Did we need the sound effects?
yeah.
You know what's going to happen next.
What?
All over again.
I think the way that I would do it, because I would fuck it up. I would go to the BDSM party and just start like saying lines from the Goonies. And then I would go to the Goonies party and I would just start furiously jerking off everyone.
No. If it was me, it would be the exact opposite. I would go to the Goonies party first.
Oh.
Stay for half the movie, do my laughs, this, that, and the other, and then go hook up with some chick at the BDSM party.
Yeah. Yeah. You okay? At what part of the Goonies do you leave the party though?
Oh, probably. I want to say.
Do you make
45
it?
minutes in.
Do you make it to like the third act? Do you get to the pirate ship? Or
Yeah, somewhere there.
This is what I would have done.
We know how it's going to end.
we know how it's going to end, and I don't want to. I don't want that tearjerker moment. I've suffered enough in this life. I don't want to see.
But then you get the
Chunk-
blue balls when you don't see the end, and you're like, oh, well,
No,
I know
and
how it
that's how.
ends,
And you
but-
relieve the blue balls at the BDSM
No,
party.
not literal
Yeah,
blue balls.
You make it literal.
Unless you get aroused by that
No,
stuff.
the blue. You can fix that easy.
You'll get
because
more blue
when you're
balls
at
at the BDSM.
You're at the sex party. You tell them, look, I just came from the Goonies. I'm missing the Goonies right now. Me and you gonna have to do something about that.
I got pizza in my teeth. Ignore it.
You know,
Kissing's off the table tonight, fellas.
I got pepperoni and banana peppers in my teeth, but don't worry about it.
Wait a sec.
A gag will fix that. A gag will fix that.
That stinging sensation means it's working.
And you got pizza grease all over the gag.
I got
Oh,
pizza
shit.
grease all over the latex.
Oh shit! And maybe you got like little like red pepper on your fingertips,
Red pepper.
so you can get in there,
Right.
cause a little extra pain. You came with bonus material if you go to the Goonies pizza party first. That's why I love it. We got a system. We're here to help.
Yeah, that'd be
We're here
me.
to
I'd
help.
probably eat
It's
the
an
pizza,
angle.
skip out on the Goonies, and go to BDSM party.
Yeah. So yes. Anonymous asks, would you say that some of the trans people make the rest of us look bad? Okay. Well, this is a kind of full panel question, at least for the trans folks on the panel. Stephanie, start. Do you think some trans people make the rest of trans people look bad?
Well, it depends on what kind of way you're talking about.
Yeah. See, I have a problem with the question.
Yeah,
I have a
do
problem
too.
with the question because I mean,
are you talking like physical appearance? Or are you talking like what they've done, like things they've fucked up in, or something like that, or made wrong decisions, or done evil?
I
shit or
don't think
something like that?
the trans needs to be a qualifier in this question. I think bad people make
Yeah.
people look bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was going to be my answer anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah. So okay. Well, yeah. No, that doesn't. Yeah.
yeah.
Look, I don't think. I've never said that I was an ambassador for trans people. You
Yeah.
know, I don't speak for everybody just because I share something in common. Like I also have brown eyes. Do I speak for all the brown eye people?
No.
You know, does one brown eye asshole make all the rest of the brown eye assholes, look like assholes? I don't
That's
know.
true. It's a human
no,
thing.
That's just fucking That's
Yeah.
so yeah. Just don't be an asshole. That's the takeaway there. Let's see. Anonymous asks, "Hey there. Would you tell me more about your foot fetish?" That's who here has a foot fetish? Is it just raise your hands? Okay, so I'm the only one known for. That's fine. No, you don't have to. I'm not saying it's a. I'm just wondering because I know it's directed at me because I have a history of all the stuff that I've made. That's been a theme over
But
the
it's just
course
the
of 13
fastest
years.
way you answered that
Yeah.
question. Anybody else in the room has a foot fetish? Nope. Here we go. Let's go ahead and move on.
Well, no, I don't need to. This is a family show. I don't need to expand on that. If you want to know anything about that, why don't you just go visit tsjamiefrench.com, sponsor of the show, tsjamiefrench.com. You could almost say they completely fund the entire enterprise here.
Yes.
Let's see. And we have one last question before we dive back in to ending questions in the chat room here on the YouTube. Anonymous asks, what do you do when negativity lands? Okay, so what do you do when you're feeling low? What do you do when bad stuff happens? How do you handle it? Stephanie, go.
Yes, with me. I just do what would make me happy in the time. Try to take my mind off of it.
What if nothing makes you happy and that's the problem?
Then I'll sleep.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Ava, how about you?
Could you repeat the question?
What do you do when something negative happens? How do you handle negativity? You like these broad, way too general, open-ended questions? I love it. Guys, listen to the radio.
Space to work. You know?
Listen to the show right now. I love it when you're not specific about what you're asking at all. Please keep sending those in. Please don't ever do that. Please tell us what the fuck you mean. What do you do, Ava?
I don't know. I'm good with dealing with something and then just moving right past it. So I don't really do anything specific.
Okay. And that's the kind of fucking answer you get to get when you ask
Yeah.
such a broad, open-ended question, you motherfucker. Okay, Orion, what do you do? How do you handle negativity?
You just deal with it.
You just deal with it.
You know, we deal with negativity all the time. I'm not focused on the 1,000 reasons why things are wrong. I'm just trying to focus on the one thing that's right to keep me moving. So,
Preach.
you know,
Preach.
yeah.
That's the word.
You could take a wild guess. You could take a wild guess as to who I learned that from.
Andy Dufresne. So here's how I handle negativity. And I mean, you know, look, life is a series of peaks and valleys. And everybody goes through rough times. I'm definitely no stranger to rough times. And I like problem solving, and that's a trait, an attribute of mine that I like to put towards problem solving. And so I see every negative thing that might happen as an opportunity to problem solve. So what I do is when something bad and dark happens in my life, I immediately go eat a kitten. And that's it for the questions on Curious Cat. So let's go to the chat room and let's see if there's any other questions.
Hold everything.
Just a ton of tomatoes
Is there-
on the screen.
Joe Jitsu calling
What?
Dick Tracy.
Did something-
You just say eat a fucking kitten?
You don't eat a kitten?
No.
I'm the only one that eats a kitten. And,
Yes, you're the
What
only
the hell
one
is
that
wrong
Wait,
with you?
Is that a figurative phrase?
What the hell is wrong with that?
Or are we literally eating a kitten? Or is
when
this
I
a-
find
is this a
myself
saying?
in times of trouble,
Mother
Mary comes to me. Won't you eat a kitten? Let it be.
I
That's
think they're talking about pussy.
oh.
No,
I've been
no,
doing it wrong
no,
this
he-
entire
no.
time. Oh man. Oh shit!
This-
And I had it down to a science. I
this-
used to eat them tail first, but now when you start, you nibble on the nose, and it gives you something. It's like chewing on an eraser. And
No.
so kind of what?
No.
This
We don't
just
eat,
Stay away from
we don't
corn
eat
dog.
kittens.
This
Stay
just
away from
in.
corn
Stop the
dog.
presses.
Oh, well, no.
This just in.
No, my
Jamie
cat.
French is still single. This just in.
Yeah, no, my cat's too old. Has to be a kitten. Has to be a kitten. Has to be wheat bread.
It has to be weak.
Come on, I'm not a fucking savage.
So is it kind of like sacrificing a virgin? And
It's
all that?
not
It has
like
to be a
sacrificing
kitten?
at all. You just absorb the kitten. It makes the problems go away. I'm the
How
only
is
one that does this.
How is that not sacrificing?
I'm the only one that I can't. You motherfucker! I'm getting too old. These kids, they don't even eat fucking kittens.
A kitten a day takes
Keeps
the.
it keeps the dark clouds away. Kitten sandwich.
What about dark clouds for
Not-
the kitten?
No, you got not even kitten alamo, not whiskers. You guys don't have bowls of whiskers or nothing.
Kitten fried rice.
You motherfucker.
Kitten fried rice. That's fucking hilarious.
Kitten fricassee.
That's hilarious.
Kitten
Kitten fricassee. Kitten fricassee. Oh my god.
Oh God. They're
Jamie
easy
comes
to
home
get.
from the market, puts up her groceries, puts them on the table. She
Let me
must
ask you this,
eat
what kind of-
chicken
So-
fricassee?
What kind of dipping sauce do you dip your kitten in?
Fancy feast.
I thought it was honey mustard.
What's
No.
fancy feast?
Fancy feast is
it's
not
cat
a sauce.
food. No, it's the kind of gushy cat food.
Why would you eat a kitten with cat food? That's fucking.
Because you want your flavors to match. It's
No.
for
You
cats.
You want your flavors to match.
What do you dip chicken
It's
with?
what-
Not chicken seed.
No,
You use
but
actual
it's
stuff.
barbecue sauce is for like chicken and meat and like beef and stuff, and fancy feast is because there's a picture of a cat on there. What else would it be for? You motherfuckers, you've
I don't
never
eat
eaten
ketchup
kitten.
with my tomatoes.
That's a false equivalency. Eat a fucking kitten. Eat a kitten. Try it once, face first. When they purr, it's like Pop Rocks. When they purr, it goes down your. You can feel it. You never. It makes a sunshiny day.
Excuse
every
me,
time.
country western band Big and Rich. If you ever want a second hit to save a horse, ride a cowboy, fuck a steak, eat a kitten.
Eat a
Try
kitten.
that one.
That is the official stance of the Approximate podcast. And this particular show,
Fuck a
TGQ&A,
Eat a kitten.
fuck a steak, eat a kitten. That makes everything good. Okay, you people, you don't even know. I will make you kitten after the show. You'll love it. Just stop. So
She's really that
we're gonna
old.
go to the. We are going to go to the chat room and see if anybody has some last minute questions before we shut this fucker down.
There's one at
What
the
do we got?
top.
Yeah?
Is there a film? I'm assuming a full film you would pass up a sex party for from Navigator True.
Oh, if I had my choice between sex and watching a really good movie, probably most movies. I've had a lot of sex in my life. I'm okay. What would it be for
Once again, it's the opposite for me. It would
Yeah.
have to be sex. I've seen a lot of fucking movies.
you? I've seen a lot of movies. Have very little sex.
Most of those have to deal with sex, but I would still want sex anyway.
Is there any movie, Steph, that you would?
Well, my answer to the question originally was I would probably stay home and watch my own movie. I've seen a lot of sex in my life, and I don't like too many people, so it depends on who at the party.
Like to be-
And also, I don't know. The movie? I don't know. Pass.
Pass. Ava, would you rather have sex or watch a movie?
I mean,
Wait for it.
well, wait. It's got to be the film, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
Which
a specific film.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
specific film?
Off the top of my head, Empire Strikes Back, but
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Nerd.
Super nerd.
Although I like your style, lady, I was kind of amazed. I'm surprised you're not the only one that says I would have sex while watching the movie. None of us thought
Well, no,
that.
you don't-
we don't know that she hasn't.
Good
you don't
point.
end up
Good
watching the
point.
movie though. So like,
But that's okay. You've seen that one before. You know, even the carbonite
That's
scene.
true. Yeah, that'd probably be when we nut or something.
Yeah,
can see
it's
it.
like
I love you.
it's like I
I know.
came, and you're like, I know.
Yeah, I can see it now. I love you, Ava. I love you. I know. Oh, I feel it. I feel it.
You
Okay,
watched,
I
you watched
think-
the movie in the afterglow.
I think the show has officially gone off the rails. I'm gonna
Yes.
play us out. Okay, this time don't sing along. You ruined my groove, you son of a bitch.
You suck
Okay,
anyways.
yeah, I know. Okay, Orion, it is your birthday. I'm gonna play you out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Orion. Happy birthday to you.
The Approximate Podcast is a Dead Girl production. You can find us on the Twitter first at Approximate Podcast or ApproxPod. You can find us on the mothership, approximatepodcast.com, where you can find all of our merchandise and content. You bitches on Patreon, you know we got an account. Patreon.com/Approximate Podcast.
Say it again.
Patreon.com/Approximate Podcast. Kid, give him the burner line.
The burner line is 817-673-3704.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Andy Dufresne liked podcast. He was a happy fellow. Good night, everyone.
It's TGQ&A. Good night.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Bitches, take time. Going on, make or cake. Going on.